Hi, good day everyone. I am Zichri Ambay from BSOA 2D. For this pecha presentation, I explored artworks from National Museum of Fine Arts in Manila. I chose this example because they show different art elements, principles, techniques, and cultural meanings. Each piece reflects how art connects to Filipino identity, history, and everyday life. For the first slide, I choose Diwata by Guillermo Tolentino. I chose this sculpture because it is clearly show Tolentino's skills in balance and proportion. The figure looks calm, natural, and almost lifelike. It shows how classical art techniques can express beauty and sense of spirituality and in a simple but powerful way. For the second slide, I choose Gayuma by Senon Rivera. The stained glass-like technique highlights pattern, color, and symmetry. Rivera uses bold shapes to create a mystical, enhancing mood, and the work shows how color can affect emotion and symbolism. For the third slide, I choose Sabel by Benedicto Cabrera. Cabrera uses brushstroke to show movement through emotion. Sabel represents a strength resilient inspired by a real street woman. This artwork can still portray of deep human experience. For the first slide is Oracion by Fernando Amarsola. Amarsola brings lightning and warm tones to create a peaceful and rural scene. The artwork reflects a spirituality and the simplest or simplicity of provincial life. It demonstrates a mastery of realism. For the fifth slide, I choose museum exhibit space. I choose these examples because it shows how important space and layout are in the museum. The way artworks are placed affects how we walk, look, and react. It reminds us that environment around the art helps shape our whole experiences. And Naid by Jose Joa. Joa abstract styles that uses energetic strokes and layer texture. The flowing movement resembles water showing rhythm and displays reflects modern Filipino abstraction and emotional expression. For the seventh slide, I choose Spolararium by Juan Luna. Spolararium uses a dramatic composition to portray Roman brutality. It symbolizes the suffering of the Filipino during colonialization. The painting stands as a symbol of struggle and identity of a Filipino during Spanish colonial period. For the eighth slide, Bowel Female Head by Willem Limburrock. The sculpture caught my attention because of its simplicity. The elegant form and minimal details express the deep sadness. It shows how sculpture can communicate through emotion of being alone. For the ninth slide, I choose Unfinished Portrait by Fernando Amorsolo. I chose this because it reveals Amorsolo process. You can see the underpainting, texture, and layers he was planning. It reminds us that artworks go through stages, and that technique matters as much as the final result. Tinikling by Fernando Amorsolo. I picked Tinikling because it captures movement and Filipino culture so well. The lively poses and bright lightning make the dance looks real and feels real. It celebrates our tradition and joyful environment of community gatherings. The La Iglesia Contis Estado or Assassination of Gob Bustamante by Felix Hidalgo. This painting is intense. Hidalgo uses dramatic poses and expression to show how chaotic moment in a history. It shows how art can capture political events and help us to understand what people went through during that time. For the 12th side is Josephine Sleeping by attributed to Juan Luna by Dr. Jose Rizal. I choose this artwork because it looks calm and quiet mood. The soft light and shadows show the use of realism. It captures a peaceful moment that feels in every personal and human. For the 13th slide, I choose the waterfall nature in Neptune Grotto. I chose this slide because it shows naturalistic perspective. The layers of depth and details in scenery create a calm but majestic view. For the 14th slide is Primrose Yellow by Romulo Olazo. Olazo uses layered transparency to create a soft, glowing field of color. The abstract form focuses on simplicity and harmony. It shows how color alone can create a mood and emotion. For the 15th slide is United Philippine Lines building by Jose Maria Zaragoza. Intramuros features Spanish colonial architecture and fortification and plazas. It represents centuries of political and religious history in the Philippines. The walled city symbolizes resilience and cultural continuity. 16th slide is the iconic gate of Fort Santiago. I added this structure because it symbolizes Manila history. The Baroque stonework and colonial details show the power dynamics of Spanish era. It a strong example of architectures as historical memory. 17th slide is Bonifacio Monument by Guillermo Tolentino. The sculpture dynamic poses show a courage and movement. It honors to Bonifacio and the Filipino revolutionaries. Tolentino's style highlights nationalism and idealism. For the last artwork that I will present is Venus by Guillermo Tolentino. This sculpture shows Tolentino classical style. The smooth form and ideal proportion represent beauty and harmony. It connects Philippine art and modern Western tradition, showing how style blend across the culture. And the conclusion is, so after going through all these pieces, what I realized is that art is everywhere. Whether it's a painting, a sculpture, even a building that we walk or we pass through every day, each artwork show a different concept, but they all help us to understand our culture and history. In the end, art teaches us to look closer and understand the life more deeply.